In 1970, Richard Branson was a 16-year-old high school dropout with dyslexia so severe he could barely read. His headmaster told him, "You're either going to end up in prison or become a millionaire." Richard had no money, no education, no connections. But he had an idea: start a magazine for students about students. He called it Student Magazine. He ran it out of a church basement, cold calling companies for ads, writing articles himself despite struggling to read and write. It actually worked. The magazine made money. Then he had a bigger idea. What if he sold records through mail order, cheaper than stores? He called it Virgin Records because he was a virgin to business. It exploded. He opened a record store, then a recording studio, then signed bands nobody else wanted, like the Sex Pistols. Virgin Records became one of the biggest labels in the world. But Richard didn't stop. He launched Virgin Atlantic Airlines in 1984, competing against giants like British Airways with just one plane. Everyone said he'd fail. Airlines are a terrible business. You'll lose everything. He didn't care. He focused on customer experience, better seats, better service, more fun. Virgin Atlantic survived and thrived. Then came Virgin Mobile, Virgin Trains, Virgin Galactic. Over 400 companies under the Virgin brand. Today, Richard Branson is worth over $3 billion and owns a private island. What gets me is how he turned his disability into an advantage. Because he couldn't read complex reports, he forced his companies to communicate simply. Because he struggled in traditional school, he learned by doing instead of studying. His headmaster was right, but Richard chose millionaire. It's a reminder that your weaknesses can become your greatest strengths if you build around them instead of fighting them. And that formal education isn't the only path to success.